Okay, we've got strange sports. We've got the 2002 World Ice Golf Championship. The tape just got here. It was frozen, despite what they say about global warming. This was Dateline Greenland.
And then you've got the Arctic rugby game. This from January of '09, U.S. and New Zealand. The game was played in Antarctica. It was not pretty. Bob, both teams were just really ice cold from the get-go.
What's July 4th but Kobayashi, who, by the way, lost last year in a eat-off at the Nathan's Hot Dog Championships in Coney Island. Oh,
1, 2, 3, go. Rock, paper, scissors tournament. Many of these tournaments are held worldwide each year. This tournament actually coming from November 2005.
Now, that's fine. Have you ever rolled a cheese?
Never.
Is that Edam, perhaps? Maybe a fine Roquefort? This is a Coopersville in England. You're getting good distance. Could be Munster. I don't know. There's a certain je ne sais quoi about Munster going downhill.
Have I ever rolled a cheese? Have you ever carried a wife?
No, I ain't touching that.
North American Wife Carrying Championship, Sunday River, Newry, Maine. October 2008.
That's now on line 4 for you.
Yeah, I didn't say a single thing. You know, those competition all certainly unique to say the least. Unique like many traditions that you'd find at universities throughout this country, like midnight yell practice at Texas A&M, or lighting the Y at BYU. How about the tunnel walk at Nebraska? It's all good stuff.
Of course, you got Greg Garber of ESPN.com.
Yeah.
Now, I've known Greg Garber for, it must be about 20 years. And Garbs he's an elegant writer. He's a refined and very dignified journalist. So who better to lace him up in proper TV garb to bring you the truly inside story of the perfectly logical marriage of long-distance running and glazed donuts.
I love food. I'd say that my two favorite food groups are probably cake and glaze.
I saw this race and I thought I have some serious potential to perform here.
It's the perfect event for me. I'm not meant to be a runner, and I can sure eat.
February 7th, 2009, Raleigh, North Carolina, campus of North Carolina State, home to the Krispy Kreme Challenge, the ultimate collision of competitive running and competitive eating.
You know, I'm not really a competitive eater. I do frequent the dining hall on campus, so you could say that I have some intestinal fortitude from that.
These donuts.
The inaugural race drew approximately a dozen competitors in 2004, the result of late-night brainstorming by a bunch of bored college underclassmen.
You run from the NC State bell tower to the Krispy Kreme store. It's about 2 miles. Eat a dozen donuts and run back. You got to do it under an hour.
Enticing members of the Raleigh community and beyond, as well as this reporter, the Krispy Kreme Challenge has achieved cult status. On this Saturday, 5,519 runners competed.
It's one of those things that the more you think about it and the crazier it sounds, the more you want to do it.
A $16 entry fee buys you a t-shirt, a charity donation, and, if you dare, the challenge of eating a dozen glazed Krispy Kreme donuts.
Training for that's fairly simple. You just eat donuts as quickly as possible, as often as possible.
Well, I've been training with a chocolate-covered donut.
I put down about 70 wings.
Hamburgers, hot dogs.
Seems like that should help.
Some burritos, some enchiladas.
I eat 8 donuts usually every time I get the chance.
Fastest I've got down to is 48 seconds for one donut.
How do you train for this? You don't eat donuts. That's the first thing.
Do you have any advice to the rookie who's eating 12 of them for the first time?
Take your time. Don't try to eat them all at once.
Are you concerned about the donuts?
No.
Really?
I can do it.
Have you been training?
No.
Yes, she has.
All right, I ate a whole pizza the other night.
If I can eat 10 hamburgers in 30 minutes, I should be able to down 12 donuts. I'm taking a doggy bag with me. I'm gonna stuff that in my back pocket.
After the first 2 miles have been run, the real challenge begins.
0 trans fat. Nice.
My strategy is to stack them.
Squish, put a little water. If you dip them in a little bit, makes it a little easier to go down.
Keep your heart rate up. Burns off all the sugar. Just one at a time, then, man. Get your sugar off. Delicious.
This is very scientific. I've been studying this. You ready? So, one donut. The key is to go slow. Have I got an apple?
Eating and the exercise are sort of competing events, and the body really can't compete on both of those venues at the same time.
2 nutrition majors at NC State demonstrated exactly what happens when 12 donuts meet the stomach of an active runner.
We have 100 milliliters of hydrochloric acid that we're adding to the stomach.
As the stomach is doing its own contractions, the running is also jostling it around. It's going to be really hard for those sphincters to hold everything in place inside the stomach.
What kind of, sort of biological issues does that create?
Probably this distension of the stomach and the chemical composition there might trigger a reflex.
That's 8 right there. This is the end of 10. This is number 12. They're starting to lose their attraction. Pacing yourselves? Yeah. Can't talk? Wow. All right, here we go, man.
After forcing 12 donuts under your belt, the key is keeping them there.
That's the challenge. I mean, the challenge is get back to the bell tower without puking.
You're fighting the gases and the grease. You're fighting various forces going back those 2 miles.
How far are we from the bell tower?
Not too bad, maybe a mile.
Oh, trying to finish strong without going over the top, you know what I'm saying?
The winner took just 5 minutes to eat the Krispy Kreme dozen, finishing the challenge in 28 minutes and 11 seconds. Donuts intact. But not everyone was so fortunate.
What happened there?
Well, I guess my stomach didn't quite like them as much as my tongue did.
Everybody's seen all those competitive eaters on TV and they've said, wow, that'd be cool, or I can eat a lot, I can do that. But now they have the opportunity to do that.
It's the single greatest charity race ever invented by man.
I've talked to so many people who come back and feel like they're going to die, and yet every one of them feels like they're going to die with a smile on their face. And that's what's great about this event.
You're asking yourself, why'd I spend for the high-def TV? That's the reason. Greg Garber of ESPN.com, who doctors tell us will be just fine, though from that picture, you might believe that.
He made it.
No. More than 5,000 people, though, in that race. 5,000 runners.
And that means over 60,000 donuts consumed. But more importantly, those runners raised $35,000 for the North Carolina Children's Hospital. See, it's all for a good reason.